Man, do I love Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. This is such a classic game. Something stirring. I don't remember that. What's that? Is that like some weird mechanic or something's approaching? It's right nearby. What's nearby? Oh, what on earth? Squirtle was blown out by an unseen force? What? That's weird. I don't remember that from Mystery Dungeon. Huh. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is easily the most intriguing spin-off that Pokemon has to offer. It's vastly different from its original formula, and it's always piqued my interest. I used to play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team all the time as a kid, and I honestly really enjoyed it. However, there was always a certain moment in the game that just caught me off guard. You see, in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, for each dungeon, there are floors for you to explore and fight Pokemon in order to proceed further. While there seems to be no indication of a time limit for these floors, you'd be wrong, as instead of a time clock on the corner of the screen, you get this. Something is stirring. What is this something? It's a creature or force that we've never been able to identify. I tried searching up online the cause of this unseen force that's responsible for us running out of time, but there's no clear answer really. To me, a creature or thing that we can't identify is scarier to me than whatever this is. Could this unseen force be a Pokemon we haven't seen before? Perhaps a legendary Pokemon we are familiar with? Or maybe something entirely different? Our first theory that we'll be covering is that this is the doing of a legendary Pokemon. Possible suspects are Arceus, Rayquaza, Shaman, and even Celebi. Arceus is the literal god of Pokemon, so it would make sense for Arceus of all things to be able to just create such a strong force blowing you away from the dungeon. The reason being why Arceus would even do this? Well, considering you'd probably be on a floor for too long trying to level up when there's more important matters to attend to, I'd probably blow them out of the dungeon as well. Natural disasters are endangering the lives of many Pokemon, and here you are repeatedly beating up the same Pidgey so you can level up 100 times. Now with Rayquaza, it's a different story. He sure is strong enough to be the cause of this mystery, but why would he do this? Well, first off, he's kind of a douchebag, just attacking anyone who's near him. I mean, just look at Smash Bros. Brawl for instance. Maybe if you wait too long, he'll get closer and closer to you. I also saw names such as Shaman and Celebi being thrown around on discussion posts about the mystery. Now personally, all abilities aside, I don't think that these two could just be able to create such a powerful force to drive us away. I don't know, maybe I'm just wrong here and it could be any legendary, who knows. What if it wasn't a legendary that causes these oddities though? Perhaps it's another force entirely. Now we have theory number 2, being that this unseen force are actually the dungeons themselves. The dungeons in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon are always randomized and different every time you enter a dungeon. New Pokemon, new items, and new paths to explore. Because of this, maybe if you stay in the dungeon for too long, then the dungeon will be changing while you're still in there. In order to prevent any Pokemon from getting hurt, the structures of the dungeon changing is enough of a force to blow us out. So this unseen force is actually just Mother Nature or some other form of magic happening. This would mean that this isn't the doing of a legendary Pokemon. I mean, Arceus, I guess technically because he created the whole world, but you get what I mean. I would actually believe this theory, but the only flaw that this theory has is that if this were true, why doesn't this occurrence happen in any other mystery dungeon games? To my knowledge, I could be wrong and you can correct me, this isn't even in the remake of just the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team game on the Switch. Because of this, I believe this theory to be false. However, if this so-called magical disaster could happen, how about a normal one? Theory 3 being that it's just literally, it's just a hurricane or earthquake depending on the setting of the dungeon you're in. I mean, the whole plot of this game was due to natural disasters causing Pokemon to become hostile. Now you're probably asking yourself, which Pokemon uses hurricane or earthquake to blow you away from the dungeons? Could it have been the mighty Pidgeot, or maybe even the drill Pokemon Rhyperior himself? No. As in quite literally, I mean just natural disasters. You know, the ones we humans get. Speaking of that, why aren't there like just any natural disasters in Pokemon? Are there just no tsunamis in any other regions? If so, can any Pokemon prevent these natural disasters from worsening? That's a topic for another day. I don't want to get too sidetracked. Yes, there is a very good possibility that this something is stirring occurrence is just nothing, and me and a few other people are just fishing when coming up with these theories. Nintendo just wanted to add a time limit and that was it. Yeah, I mean, good point, but where's the fun in that, huh? It does make sense, but I wouldn't say this theory is entirely true. This is Pokemon after all. Nothing about this series is just normal. And when it did have normal aspects such as real animals, it got taken out of the series very quickly. That's most certainly a good thing though, considering every resemblance or connection to the real world has led to one controversy after another. Overall, this theory is plausible. So out of the 3 common theories I could find and ones I can actually consider being true, which do I believe is most likely? Well, I already said theory 2 is false, so which of the remaining 2 do I believe? Well, the answer to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon's biggest mystery is theory 1, that the cause of the mysterious unseen force is actually from a legendary Pokemon. Now, theory 3 does make more sense in hindsight, but this is Pokemon we're talking about. If anyone were to ask any Pokemon developer this question, they'd most likely say it was a legendary. Now, which legendary is for debate, or hey, it doesn't even have to be a legendary Pokemon. Maybe this one guy called it saying it was the spirit of Lucario, who knows. What I do know, however, is that we have no definitive answer, or at least one I couldn't find. This really is such a mystery, as it's never talked about much online, but it intrigued me, hence the existence of this video. Anyways, that's it for the video, and it was rather short and sweet, but I have a lot of cool things planned for February, so I hope you can look forward to that.